led the nation among Division II kickers with 117 points. He made 22 field goals, 51 of 53 extra points, and had a season-long field goal of a Northeast 10 record 52 yards. His 19 points on the road at LIU Post is also a league record, as he made another league record 6 field goals to go along with an extra point. He had 5 double-digit scoring games, and is a candidate for the Fred Mitchell Award, which is awarded to the nation's top place kicker. Cole? And the return specialist is Deonte Harris, a freshman from Assumption College. Deonte was the Northeast 10 Rookie of the Year, and he led the NE10 with 3 return touchdowns this season, and that included 2 punt return scores and 1 kickoff return touchdown. Against Bentley University on October 30th, Harris returned 2 punts, bringing both back for touchdowns, one for 89 yards and the other from 48 yards out. He also ranks 3rd in the Northeast 10 with 60 receptions and 4th with 8 touchdown catches, and he racked up 1,344 all-purpose yards.
I'd obviously like to thank the New England football writers for such an unbelievable honor. There's a lot of other coaches in this room that are just as deserving, and a phenomenal profession that we obviously all work in. I'm not going to refer to this as a coach of the year, because I think, as you heard Matt say earlier, you don't. There's no one person that does anything of this nature by themselves. It's certainly a team game, and our staff, to me, is one of the most cohesive units that I've been around in quite some time. I think, as we look at, the guys that are coordinating both sides of the ball, and then we look to our younger coaches, it's really really an honor to be able to work with those guys. They do just an unbelievable job. I knew we had something at one point when we have our normal offense and defensive meetings, and then when we break, all of a sudden those guys, the younger guys, are staying a little bit longer, staying after practice, after we watch film, and then you hear them challenging one another. No egos involved, just really the ability to just really be their best, do their best, and try to put their best foot forward for the team. This is a negative profession in the fact that we're constantly critiquing our players, we're constantly having to say this wasn't good enough, or this is the way to do it, and a challenge that we throw out there to our coaches really on a day-to-day basis is catch them doing something right. As much as you catch them doing something wrong, catch them doing something right. And as demanding as you might be towards those players, let's make sure it just never becomes demeaning. There's a big difference between demanding and demeaning, and I think our players certainly appreciate that effort by our coaches. We try to coach in positives, and we try to coach in specifics. We don't really want to be coaches that just yell a lot or run around a lot. We try to make sure that every critique puts another tool in their toolbox, so to speak, and then kind of shine a light at the end of the tunnel of, hey, you're not quite there yet, but if you are able to do this, by the end of this week, this is going to be an unbelievable run for you. This year was very special, obviously, for us. It was special in a lot of reasons, but to be with the team for 13 weeks like we were, you really get to know each other quite a bit. And as coaches, to the players, to our administration, couldn't be happier. In closing, I'd just like to say that, that I watched this thing on Urban Meyer, and I know it's Coach Marino's favorite coach and everything else out there, but I watched this thing on Urban Meyer, and he had gone on to speak about, when he had those 2 years off, what he had done. And he had gone to visit, with the Patriots. He had gone to visit with Oregon. He had gone to visit, with Alabama. He went and visited just about everywhere. And one thing he said is, nobody did it the same. Every coach had their own systems. Every coach had their own beliefs. But the thing that they had was alignment. They were all invested, and they all believed, from the janitor to the president, of the school, to everybody. They all believed in what they were all doing together, and that's something we have here. At this, table here, we have, the president of our college. We have 3 of our vice presidents. We have our athletic director. We have our associate athletic director. We have our dean of students, which I don't think is something, I think it speaks volumes of what our school's all about. The total commitment and the total alignment from the bottom to the top is something that we're certainly very, very proud of. Again, our coaches, just a phenomenal job. Our families, can't thank them enough for everything that they have to put up with as a coach's family, there's a lot of hours in there, and there's not a lot of time that you spend with them during the season. So very appreciative and humbled to have them, put up with it for the most part. The season was absolutely phenomenal. And again, the time that we spent with each other was something that we're going to always forever remember here. So again, I just really like to thank the New England Football Riders again, and thank our staff, thank our administration, thank our families, and look forward to another great year. Congrats again to all the other award winners.